Some people suffer quietly. Think about that carefully. No dramatic breakdown. No public collapse. No obvious signs. They continue working, smiling, helping others, showing up every day. Yet internally, they are carrying emotional weight nobody fully sees. And maybe silent suffering has become one of the most common struggles in modern life. Because many people have learned how to hide pain instead of healing it. Now think carefully about why people suffer silently. Often because they fear becoming a burden. They fear judgment, rejection, misunderstanding. So instead of speaking honestly, they suppress what they feel internally. And over time, suppression becomes survival. People learn how to function while emotionally hurting. That matters more than people realize. Because silent suffering changes people slowly. Not always externally first. Internally, it affects thoughts, energy, identity, relationships, peace. And many people become emotionally exhausted long before anyone notices something is wrong. Now consider something important psychologically. Humans naturally want acceptance. Think about that carefully. People learn early which emotions feel acceptable publicly and which emotions receive discomfort, criticism, or rejection. So they adapt. They hide grief, hide anxiety, hide fear, hide depression. Especially strong people. Especially leaders. Especially people others depend on emotionally. And eventually, emotional suppression becomes automatic. Now think about modern culture. People are rewarded for appearing strong, confident, productive, unaffected. Social media amplifies this constantly. Everyone appears happy, successful, stable. And many silently suffering people compare their internal reality to everyone else's external presentation. That comparison deepens isolation. Because they begin believing, nobody else struggles like this. But many people are carrying invisible pain privately. Now think carefully about scripture. Many biblical figures experienced silent suffering too. Think about Hannah. Her pain was internal long before others understood it. Think about David. Many psalms reveal emotions people usually hide publicly. Fear, loneliness, despair, emotional exhaustion. Scripture preserved those moments intentionally. Why? Because hidden pain is part of the human experience. And perhaps honesty about suffering matters more than people realize. Now let's talk about what silent suffering does psychologically. First, it creates emotional isolation. A person may be surrounded by others while feeling deeply alone internally. Why? Because nobody truly knows what they are carrying. And humans were never designed to remain emotionally unseen indefinitely. People need safe connection, safe honesty, safe support. Now consider another hidden effect. Silent suffering distorts identity. People begin defining themselves by survival instead of wholeness. They become so accustomed to carrying pain that they no longer remember what peace feels like. And eventually, exhaustion becomes normal. Think about that carefully. Some people are not living fully. They are surviving quietly. Now here's another important psychological truth. Unexpressed pain rarely disappears. It usually resurfaces indirectly. Through anger, anxiety, emotional numbness, overthinking, irritability, burnout, even physical symptoms sometimes. Because the human mind and body are deeply connected. Ignored emotional pain eventually seeks expression somehow. Now think about something many silently suffering people experience. Emotional fatigue. The exhaustion of pretending. Pretending to be okay. Pretending to feel strong. Pretending not to hurt. And maintaining emotional masks for long periods drains enormous psychological energy. That is why some people feel tired even when they cannot explain exactly why. Now consider another reason people remain silent. Past experiences. Some opened up before and were dismissed. Ignored. Judged. Mocked. So they learn vulnerability feels unsafe. And once emotional safety disappears, silence often replaces honesty. That is why compassionate listening matters deeply. People heal differently when they feel understood instead of judged. Now think carefully about this. Many silently suffering people still help others constantly. Think about that carefully. Sometimes people become caretakers because they understand pain personally. They support others while neglecting themselves. Encourage others while privately discouraged. Appear emotionally strong while quietly breaking internally. And because they continue functioning externally, few people notice the depth of what they carry. Now let's talk about faith and silent suffering. Many believers struggle silently too. Why? Because they feel pressure to appear spiritually strong. Always hopeful. Always faithful. Always emotionally stable. But Scripture never presents human beings that way honestly. Many faithful people struggled emotionally. And God still met them compassionately. That matters. Because silent suffering often grows stronger where honesty feels unsafe. Now think carefully about healing. Healing usually begins when silence breaks safely. Not necessarily publicly, but honestly. The moment someone finally says, "I'm not okay," that moment matters more than people realize. Because hidden pain loses some power once truth enters the light. Now here's another important truth. Strong people often suffer silently the longest. Because everyone assumes they are fine. Reliable people. Responsible people. Caregivers. Leaders. People often support everyone else while receiving little emotional support themselves. And eventually, internal pressure builds quietly. Now maybe someone listening feels understood for the first time. Maybe you have carried silent pain for years. Maybe nobody fully knows how exhausted you feel internally. If so, remember this. You are not weak because you struggle silently. You are human. And needing support does not make you a burden. Healing often begins when people stop carrying invisible pain completely alone. Now think carefully about this. Silence protects pain temporarily. But honesty creates the possibility for healing. That does not mean telling everyone everything. But it does mean allowing safe people and safe spaces into the struggle. Because humans heal differently when they no longer suffer entirely alone. So the real question is not, why do people suffer silently? Maybe the real question is, what happens to the soul when pain remains hidden for too long? Think about that carefully. Because the psychology of silent suffering reveals something profound. Humans can survive while hurting deeply inside. But survival alone is not the same as healing. And perhaps your story deserves more than silent survival. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to Grace Unseen for more hope-filled biblical truths, emotional healing, and deeper wisdom from Scripture. And before you go, leave a comment below. Have you ever gone through a season of silent suffering? Your story may help someone else feel less alone today.